All right, welcome back, everybody. Rob DeMello, our sports director, joining us now because something that you mentioned to me when I walked in today, you've now seemingly got confirmation of.
Well, after leading the University of Hawaii to 18 wins over the last 2 seasons, including the program's first 10-victory campaign in 9 years, it appears head coach Nick Rolovich of the Rainbow Warriors could be on his way to a Pac-12 payday, as it has been reported that he will be the new head coach at Washington State. The Athletic reporter Bruce Feldman first reported just moments ago that the reigning Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year is expected to be named the new head coach at Wazoo. At this time, neither Rolovich or UH officials have responded to messages throughout the day regarding the matter. Now, Rolovich, who took over as head coach for UH back in 2016, was scheduled to be in Nashville for the annual coaches convention. However, KHON2 can confirm that he did not make that trip to Tennessee. It is not known where Rolovich went instead, but it appears that it could have been Pullman, Washington. Now, longtime Cougar coach Mike Leach left for Mississippi State last week, creating the vacancy in Pullman. Immediately, Rolo's name came up in the rumor mill as an intriguing option for the job. But again, messages for Rolovich were not responded to. Currently, his contract at UH pays him over $400,000 annually. In case you're wondering, Leach's contract at Wazoo paid him $3 million per season. In his 4 seasons with the Bows, Rolo is 28-27 with 3 bowl appearances. Be sure to stay with KHON2 on air and online as this story develops. So again, Bruce Feldman, The Athletic, reported just moments ago that Nick Rolovich is expected to be named the new head coach at Washington State. Again, messages to UH and to Nick Rolovich throughout the day have not been responded to. So, of course, we do not have confirmation on Nick Rolovich's proposal or being offered a contract or accepting it. But Bruce Feldman, The Athletic, a very respected reporter nationally in college football, says Nick Rolovich will be the guy at Washington State, which, of course, leaves in a vacancy here at the University of Hawaii.
Well, a couple vacancies. Cole McDonald, the star quarterback, announced he's going to the NFL draft. If he leaves, Chevin Cordero, what does that mean?
Well, not if he leaves. Cole McDonald has left.
No, if Rolovich now, now you
yeah.
have Chevin Cordero, who's this West Coast run-and-shoot kind of quarterback, perfect for what Nick Rolovich has been leading up to for all these years. Where do you even go from here? Who are some names that you even could think of? It's premature, but if you even start to wrap your head around this, is there someone already on the coaching staff that you see?
Well, obviously, you know, on the knee jerk, you would think that Craig Stutzman, the passing game coordinator, offensive coordinator for UH, could keep that momentum as far as the offense goes for the University of Hawaii, and Chevin Cordero, because that is the quarterback's coach at the University of Hawaii. So I think initially that's the first name that should be looked at, because you are just 3 weeks away from signing day.
Right.
You need to get this thing going. And so it would be a tough stretch to imagine that you're going to go on this nationwide search and try to get someone with recruiting, with a national letter of intent signing day here coming up. Outside of that, then you also have to wonder, Nick Rolovich can build his staff at Washington State. Who would he take from the University of Hawaii? So, you know, but with that being said, you know, like you saw when June Jones left for SMU, you know, he gave Rich Miano that thought as far as, hey, I know what Hawaii means to you. I know what your thought is about becoming a head coach or a defensive coordinator. And so he, although offered Rich Miano a spot to go to SMU with him in Dallas, he made it clear that, hey, I know you're a Hawaii guy. And so, you know, the same similar thing could be done with Nick Rolovich and Craig Stutzman. If Craig Stutzman is in line to be a head coach at the University of Hawaii, his hometown, a guy who played at St. Louis, coached at St. Louis, played at UH, coached at UH, I imagine that is far more intriguing than a assistant position in the Pac-12.
And finally, when you talk about the salary, when the Pac-10 became the Pac-12, I think each team realized an additional $12 or $15 million in annual budget on top of what they already have, which is leaps and bounds more than Hawaii has. A $2 to $3 million salary for a head coach in the Pac-12 is almost the bottom line.
Yeah, absolutely. Washington State, by no stretch of the imagination, a powerhouse in the Pac-12. Right. I mean, Oregon, USC, those schools make the real big bucks. But like we said, you know, Mike Leach making $3 million a year. Now, if all this holds true and Nick Rolovich is the guy at Washington State, I don't imagine he would make what Mike Leach made, because Mike Leach was there for 10 years and he went to 8 bowl games and did so many things in Pullman. That's something that Nick Rolovich is going to have to earn. But regardless, he will be making a lot more money than he was at the University of Hawaii. Without a doubt, that is undebatable.
All right. Rob, thank you very much. Again, the breaking news, we'll continue to follow that. We will take a break. We'll be back with more of the news here on KHI.